Hi my lovelies, it's Curvy Lexie and I am back at you today with a new video. So remember me, Curvy Lexie. If you haven't subscribed yet, I definitely suggest you that you should start now. So don't forget to press the right button here. You can see it. So today I just wanted to start talking to you a bit more about me as a French person actually. Since the beginning, I've always went on topic that was very much more general about me being a plus size woman and discussing more about health and plus size and fashion, obviously, and all this type of things. But there's also a very, very big part of me that is about just me being French. And though I don't mention it that often, or at least I don't base my videos on this, I do definitely think it's something that needs to be talked about more. So this is basically my first video today, and there's probably be a lot of other videos coming like this around the future, and the topic is basically just me being a French girl in London. So let me tell you a bit more about this. So going back on the me being French, I was born in France, obviously. For the ones who don't know it, I come from an Italian family and I grew up on the French Riviera, which is definitely a wonderful place to live in. And I stayed in France until I was 23. Yes, and I actually came to London about 10 years ago. So that's more or less everything about my background. I studied in France, Italian and English, and then I did travel quite a bit because my main job actually is tourism, and I love traveling since I was in a very young age. So what happened and why did I decide to come to London? It's a very, very simple story actually. I used to love English so much, and my parents every year gave me the opportunity to come to a foreign country, and between my 14 to my 17 I actually went to England and Scotland and then Ireland 1 month every year, staying in host family and learning the language, which I thought was a great opportunity. And by the time I was 18, there was no way for me that I could think about working in France and staying in France. So I actually decided to move first to Italy actually for a few months, practice my Italian, came back to France, and then as soon as I graduated, I just jumped on a boat, left on a cruise ship, and decided to travel for a few months. So that was an amazing experience, but after that I just decided to settle for a bit longer and decided to stop the cruise ship, which was a crazy life, and decided to settle in a country where I knew I would feel comfortable. And this is when I decided to go to London. So I was 23 years old, just graduated, and I was full of dreams and I had so much that I wanted to achieve. So I really wanted to show the best of myself. I had crazy expectations, and I knew that most of them wouldn't be able to materialize or to come true if I was staying home. Not that France is not great at all, because this is actually a lot of those videos probably will be about how France is a great country to live in. But for me as a 23-year-old and as a young graduated, this is not where I was seeing myself. So I decided to come to London for many reasons, but most of them was actually work. And that's part of the few things that I would say that I appreciate London so much more than any other country in the world, is the fact that London is a country that gives so many opportunities to people and allow you to develop yourself even without being like very experienced or anything. And I managed very quickly to find a first job, and I just started it like maybe 5 days after arriving. I had like a first interview 1 day after arrival, and 3 days later I was already starting working, and I never stopped ever since. And that's probably one of the best things I've been doing for myself, is developing my career and reaching a level that I really wanted to reach, but very young. I never seen myself taking like 10,000 steps before I reach my goal. I'm the kind of person that is go and get it, and London allowed me to do so. But obviously, as also a French Italian person, very, very attached to my roots and to my family, there's also many things that I'm also missing from France. And I do think that I will probably make a second video just around that, about what France has better than UK, or what UK also has better than France, and make a comparison about it. But for today, what I would tell you mainly is that I kind of miss my culture more than anything. I think that the French culture is also very deep, and that people are very, very attached to their roots and to what they represent. French people have always been known for people being a bit proud in a certain way, and Italians too, to be honest. And being that mix of both, which makes me probably, like, a part of it very fiery and the other one very determined, I actually miss that part in England, because it's a very, very different culture where people are not attached probably to their culture as much as we are in France. You can notice, I think that when people talk about France, they always have that idea about things like French cheese, for example, baguette for the others. There's some like very, very interesting stereotypes that people have about us, like eating frogs' legs and snails, that belong to another type of French stereotype that I actually don't think I belong to. But I mean, like, people really imagine France a certain way, and being one of them, obviously, I'm also very attached to that. And what I missed the most was probably be all of this. I think that the culture itself, I'm very lucky, because actually I'm working in French all day long with a lot of French people. I manage a French team partially, and I have also a lot of different clients and people around me that also share the same culture. So this is amazing. But I do miss quite a lot of, like, the surrounding, the choice in supermarket, honestly. I think that probably if I had to make a video about that, I would do a whole video about how much I miss them. What I miss the most, definitely the French supermarket. That sucks, honestly. Lots of you will probably think that, well, that girl's just talking about food, and there's so much more in the country than just a supermarket. But here in the UK, we have so little choice compared to everything you can look at. When I'm going to France, actually, going to supermarket is like going to Disneyland. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I really love it. There's so many choices of everything. It's like every single product or item is duplicated in all different type of variation and taste, and yeah, it's kind of amazing, honestly. If one day you go to France and visit my lovely country, please, honestly, go to a supermarket and have a look, because you will be surprised yourself. Just like the basic yogurt is like basically declined and change in 10,000 different type of yogurt. It's honestly amazing. But despite this, there's so many other things that I miss, on the top of this, obviously, of my family, my friends, the people that matter to me the most. But I decided to stay, and I've been here for 10 years, and I absolutely do not regret it, obviously. Like most of us, I have met my husband, I made my life here, I built a family here, and this is definitely what matters most. But my roots are very strong, and this is everyday life. I've never felt like I'm living like a British girl now, even though I've been here for 10 years, even though that probably I've never lived an adult life in France, actually, because when I left, I was 23 and just graduated, as I say earlier, and I never worked really in France apart from summer jobs and stuff like that. I never had the opportunity to understand the full social system, the taxes, and all these type of things, because all of this, I have lived it in London. But despite this, I think that the roots are so strong that I will always be that French girl in London, and that's it. That's the way I see myself. And if in 20 years from now we talk again, and I will probably again be telling you that I'm still that French girl in London, because my roots and who I am as a person is definitely more important than who I became by growing up here. I have a wonderful adult life as a French girl in London, but I will never go against who I am. The French side of me is very strong. The Italian side of me is even stronger, actually, but that would definitely be part of another topic. But for today, I think that was a little kind of introduction about me, about why do I like so much my country. And in the next video, we'll definitely talk more about France versus UK. What do I miss the most? What is the most important? What makes this so typical? And what does UK bring that France doesn't have, maybe? But apart from this, apart from Jean-Paul Gaultier, Longchamp, L'Oréal, Camembert, Beret, and all those type of little things that makes us so unique. I'm gonna look forward to talk to you more about it. So this is all for today, actually, this short introduction video. But as I said at the beginning, please do subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Watch my Instagram, keep helping me growing it. As you know, it's a great opportunity and I love it. And I'm gonna wish you just a lovely evening for tonight. And I say to you, à bientôt and see you soon. Au revoir.